RPG Rider here. It's almost winter. There's been a lot of snow where I live, and so I haven't been able to get out at all. So just thought I'd touch base with you and say that I'm still around. And also, I had a couple of topics I was thinking about now that I'm riding on my motorized bicycle. Can't quite remember what they are. There's something I was passionate about, and I'm so passionate about it, I can't remember it. Something. I had a dream last night. Had a dream that I owned a cat. I don't own a cat, although I love cats. And had a dream that I let the cat use my phone and order some stuff at a store. And then I took the phone from my cat, and the owner's like, okay, well, you need to pay for it now. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, that was my cat. I'll pay for it, and here's my credit card number. Oh. Now, the cat was closely supervised while he was on shopping over the phone. You know, otherwise the dream would have been crazy. Okay, and there's something else I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ready for this? This will be the title of the vlog. Deckard is not a replicant. That's gonna ruffle a few feathers. No greater divide is had than Blade Runner fans who want Deckard to be a replicant. You know, I've looked at a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of people have complained that Ridley Scott added all that stuff afterward. So the movie pretty much filmed, and then he adds a bunch of little clues to make the watcher question whether Deckard was a replicant. You know, he added that unicorn scene, and then he finds the unicorn origami that Adama from Battlestar left him. You know, that other detective guy. And it's so stupid, guys. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. I really do. I think it's so stupid. You know, for me, it ruins the story. It utterly ruins the Blade Runner story. Now, I'm not talking about do androids dream of electric sheep, because that's a different story than Blade Runner, guys. It's different. Blade Runner's not do androids dream of electric sheep. It's based off it, but they're very different stories, right? I'm talking the actual Blade Runner movie, and it's stupid. Because you've got this wonderful movie, and incidentally, Harrison Ford argued with Ridley Scott over this whole Deckard Blade Runner thing, and he's saying, no, it's stupid if Deckard's a replicant. It's stupid. It's a bad idea. And he really argued a lot, and it really created a lot of bad blood. He argued against it, right? And I'm inclined to agree with Mr. Ford. I think it's a stupid idea. And here's why. You got this wonderful story that shows that this wonderful story about this human who falls in love with a machine. And the point is, of the movie, is that he starts to identify with the machines. Right, these, if you don't know much about Deckard, Blade Runner, you should watch it. It's basically, they have these replicants, and they're basically androids, right? Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to turn down my music because it's blasting my brains out. Like, it's blasting my brains out, and I really need to change that music. Okay, I need to change it and turn it way down. Holy. And it's bad music too. It's this jumpy, poppy garbage. Oh my. It's horrible. Turn on some Judas Priest. There we go. Hit me up, Mr. Priest. Oh, there we go. I can think. Still gonna be loud, but it's Judas Priest. I love Judas Priest. It's so good, right? It's calming. Anyway, you know, these androids, the motto of the corporation or whatever that makes them is more human than human. So they're meant to be so lifelike and human-like. The problem is, of course, that they're so human they're starting to think like humans, and they want to be free of servitude, right? And I'm not blowing the movie for those who haven't seen it. The problem is, you know, they're murdering their way out of servitude. You know, some of them are like mercenaries and stuff, and others are like pleasure bots and whatnot, but they're very human-like, and so they start rebelling. The problem is, this fail-safe by this company that produced them is that they gave them a 4-year lifespan, right? So the whole movie is these replicants returning to Earth, trying to find their creator to figure out how to keep living. And these Blade Runners are police guys tasked with retiring the replicants. It's not called killing, it's called retiring, right? And anyway, you got this wonderful story about a man who starts to identify with them, questions if humans are really different from these androids, and he actually starts falling in love with one of them. And if you go with Ridley Scott's version, it's 2 robots who fall in love, right? Like, it's completely pointless. It completely murders the story, right? If, you know, I am curious what your take would be on it. I'm sure I'll get lots of people who disagree, and that's fine. But essentially, yeah, that's what's going on, because a love story between robots, it destroys the integrity of the story, destroys the moral lesson, and it's because of a dumb robot love story that's utterly pointless. But if you watch Blade Runner the way it was originally intended, without this stupid Deckard's a replicant, is he? Garbage. It's actually one of the most moving stories you can ever watch, right? It's absolutely beautiful, right? You know, it's this guy tasked with retiring replicants who has a conscience, and he's wondering, you know, should I be doing this because they're seeming very human to me, right? It's a deep, touching story. So in my book, Deckard is not a replicant. And I know Blade Runner 2 is coming out, and be damned if they take that storyline. Oh, Deckard was a machine too. No wonder he loved the machines. He was a machine. So humans, we don't need to care about the machines, right? It's just the machine falling in love with another machine. Like, if it takes that, it's gonna be garbage. And you know, I'm waiting for Legend of Conan, and I'm hoping they don't screw it up. Conan the Barbarian, I think, is one of the best movies ever made. You know, James Earl Jones, Max von Sydow, you know, the soundtrack, probably the best ever produced in the world. And I know there are people who watch Conan the Barbarian who don't get it, who don't understand Conan the Barbarian on a deep level. And it's not about a guy with a sword, it's about the triumph of the human spirit, right? Against all odds, right? It's an unbeatable movie. And if they turn it into hacking and slashing, it's gonna ruin it too, right? So Blade Runner, if Deckard turns out to be just another machine, and it's a machine love story, it'll ruin it. So if you're listening, Ridley Scott, you'll probably disagree with me. And obviously you're the guy with the creative license to do what you like. I'm just a viewer who really disagrees with it. And it ruins the story for me. Maybe not for others, right? Maybe not for others, but it ruins it for me, right? So it ruins the story for me. Right? Yeah, it ruins it. Sorry, I got confused there. It looked like they were trying to cross and then no one was looking at me. And of course they're kids. And every kid is looking in an opposite direction. So you don't know what they're going to do. It was a soft spot for kids. Not so much for adults. But kids are so wonderful. Yeah. I love kids. I love them. See? And I just went by the adult. But he wasn't at a crosswalk. I can't start stopping for people in the middle of the road. It just causes accidents, and it's not a smart thing to do. He's a crosswalk. Anyway, getting off task. So, yeah, watch Blade Runner. And let me know what you think. Or, you know, if you're a... Yeah, Deckard's a replicant, and you don't know what you're talking about, RPG writer, say that. Yeah, you don't have to be rude about it, but give me your opinion, right? I don't know everything, guys. Yeah, so Deckard's not a replicant. It's stupid. In my opinion, right? Which isn't everyone's. Evidently. Otherwise, he wouldn't be a replicant. So yeah, tell me what you think or not think. I always like doing that around that turn. Probably gonna get pulled over for stunting at some point. Yeah, that's about it.